On June 15, 1996, Congressman Hal Rogers and Governor Paul Patton joined local, state, and federal dignitaries to celebrate the grand opening of the Center for Rural Development in Somerset. 20 years later, a celebration is planned to mark the milestone. We'll talk about what's been accomplished in the last 2 decades and tell you about a variety of programs and events that take place at the center. Plus, a new hotel is opening right next door. Director of Marketing and Events Laura Glover and Associate Director of Arts, Culture, and Events Diana Winstead are my guests tonight on Issues and Answers, the Mountain Edition.
Issues and Answers, the Mountain Edition, is sponsored by the City of Hazard. Come home to the mountains.
Laura Glover and Diana Winstead are my guests tonight. They're with the Center for Rural Development in Somerset. And first of all, just tell me what you do there and how long you've been with the center, Laura.
Yes, I've been at the center 9 years, and I'm the Director of Marketing and Events at the center. And both of those, there's never a dull day at the center. We have tons of different events and always marketing, stories to tell about the region, the state, and even the nation. So it's a great place to work, and we're glad to be here with you.
Diana?
I've been there 15 years, so almost as long as the center has been opened,
Right.
And I work in the arts and culture area, so that is always fun. I work primarily with performing and visual arts, as well as also working with the events Laura mentioned.
And I know Lonnie Lawson, who's your boss, has been there almost since the beginning too, so it sounds like folks that work there stay there for a long time.
Yes, and Lonnie's a great leader. He is passionate, just like Hal Rogers, about Eastern Kentucky, Southern and Eastern Kentucky, and our region, and how we can help our area.
Well, for those who may not be that familiar with the center in Somerset, Laura, just kind of tell me about the history.
Yeah, I have a really fun story to tell about that. Some may know already, but Congressman Hal Rogers, he envisioned what the center would be back in the past and also today. And so he got together with some leaders at the old Holiday Inn for lunch. They didn't have paper with them. Their discussion lended itself to needing that, so they just sketched out their ideas on a napkin. And with him was Clay Davis. He's the president and CEO, past president and CEO of Citizens National Bank. He really felt the need that a convention center was necessary for our area. And then you had Richard Carpenter, and he was the president at the community college right across the street from the center. He felt strongly that a theater was needed to not only assist in bringing arts and culture to the center and to our region, but also for the educational purposes. And then Hal Rogers at that time was envisioning different organizations that could help Eastern Kentucky, and he felt the need, a place that you could house all of them so that in numbers they could build strength in what they could accomplish. And also, he at that time called them his critters, and he wanted synergy to be built around the hard work that we were doing.
Mm-hmm. Certainly a lot has gone on there in the last 20 years. So what do you guys have planned for your 20th anniversary celebration coming up?
Yes, we're very excited about our anniversary marking 20 years. It is on Monday, December 12th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the center. And we have different aspects. We do have Dale Ann Bradley. She'll be performing that night. She's won a ton of awards in bluegrass.
Yeah.
Hal Rogers is our guest speaker, so many people will be there to hear not only what we've done in the past and what we're doing today, but what's going to happen in the future. Networking will take place, and then also very exciting, we'll get to tour the new hotel really for the first time, and our community will be able to access and go through their open doors.
And we'll talk about the new hotel a little bit more in a moment. I want to talk about all the programs, though, that the center offers. It centers around 4 focus areas: public safety, arts and culture, leadership, and technology. And I want to talk about arts and culture first, Diana. I understand there's art exhibits on display all the time, and tell me about the one you have right now.
Yes, we have so much talent in our community and our region with the visual artists. And currently we have Sonia Rourke. She is from Somerset, a self-taught artist, and her work is beautiful. We have exhibits year-round. Each one is on display about a month to 3 months. And this program actually was set up to serve 2 purposes. One is to showcase the work of the artists, And the second is to provide a beautiful gallery for anyone that comes to the center for any reason.
And again, this is there all the time. You always have an exhibit
Yes.
going on.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Now, you also have a performing arts season. Tell me about that, and I'm sure you have a lot of events coming up, Christmas events and so forth.
Yes, we sure do. The center works in partnership with Lake Cumberland Performing Arts, or LCPA, and that's a local arts organization that's been in existence for many years, and we jointly present 2 series annually, Center Stage and School Time Theater.
Okay. And I know you've had all kinds of concerts and events. You were telling me earlier you had
Yes.
Fame there recently. Just
Yes.
tell me about some of the events that you've had through the years.
Yes, the Center Stage series, a lot of people may not realize that these are professional, national, and international touring groups that we bring in. And these very same groups often leave our venue and go to a larger venue in a bigger city. So the message is that you don't have to drive a long distance to see a professional show. You mentioned Fame. We just had that last week. It was wonderful. Huge production out of New York. We've had Titanic, where the group actually came in and built the ship on the set. We have also shows in music, orchestral and vocal, drama, family, variety. There's something for everyone.
Laura, some might not think of the center as a place for weddings, but it sounds like it's a very popular spot, I'm sure, for receptions especially. Tell me about the weddings there.
Yes, we have such diverse space options for having a wedding, which makes it nice. And on top of that, we do have wedding consultant packages, and those range anywhere from $65 if you just need a couple of things done to help you along, or all the way to $3,000. And that pretty much allows a bride to show up at her own wedding and not have to worry about all the details that goes into the planning.
Yeah. How many weddings do you think you've had at the center?
You know, I would have a hard time even guessing. I would say we do about 50 to 60 weddings a year.
Wow.
So it's a lot, and really one of my favorite things as an event planner to plan. It's somebody's special day, and it starts a brand new chapter for their life. So they leave happy, and I think it's just a great place to host any wedding.
Mm-hmm. So, there's a wide range of events there. You hear about the Gun and Knife Show. I know that's
Yes.
been going on for years there, and that's
Yeah.
a huge event. So really just about anything you can imagine probably has been held there.
Absolutely. We do conferences, conventions, small meetings, large meetings. So our space is conducive for anything. We just had a SOAR event at the center, and they utilized every ounce of our space. So for conferences, that's a necessity. And I think with the hotel opening, that will even broaden the audience that comes and uses the center on a more national basis.
Yes.
Right. The SOAR event was the hackathon.
Yeah.
The health hackathon, which we had Jared Arnett on the show talking about not too long ago. And so not only do you have things like that, but you have so many educational things. Tell me about the Business and Community Training Center, Laura.
Yeah, that is a great service that we offer at the center, and it is great for individuals, for people starting their businesses. And I think in Eastern Kentucky right now, with the coal issues, people starting their business is a big buzzword. Businesses that are already intact and have already been in existence can also benefit. So we offer things like customer service. We offer cybersecurity. We did a big class on that not long ago, and many people came because it is a true issue that businesses are facing today. So the best part about that, I believe, is any issue that your own business faces, we can custom any training that business needs. So, whatever the demand or whatever the issue, we can address that and come up with a solution.
Yeah. We also had a guest on earlier this year talking about all the youth programs at the center, and it literally took 30 minutes to talk about all those. But Diana, I just want to kind of briefly go over those again.
Yes.
because that is a huge part of the center too, is the youth programs.
It really is, and the center is so passionate about helping the youth in our region. And the flagship youth leadership program is Rogers Scholars, and Congressman Hal Rogers was so committed, again, to helping the students reach their goals educationally and giving them opportunities to go on to further their education and hopefully then move back to this area and make a contribution. The Rogers Scholars program lasts a week. It's during the summer for rising juniors, and those that qualify are just really exposed to a life-changing experience. They work on various career opportunities. They get to network with university and college professors, presidents, leaders in different industries. And every single graduate is eligible for a scholarship from one of 18 colleges or universities.
So a lot of neat things going on.
Yes.
And different types of programs too.
Absolutely. And the other leadership program that I want to mention briefly is Rogers Explorers.
Right.
And those students actually get to go and stay on campus for 3 days and 2 nights, so they really can get an idea of what it's like to be on a college campus. And often that makes a real difference in their choice to go on to higher education.
Yeah. Laura, you mentioned issues in the coal industry, and this
Yes.
displaced coal miner training program is just another benefit of the center. Tell me a little bit about that, and how successful has that been?
Yes, it's been extremely successful. And this program is very near and dear to my heart. When you travel across eastern Kentucky and you see the livelihood of individuals, either the coal mines have shut down or they've gone abroad. Both cases, it takes away from what they were able to do priorly. So I think that this program is grant funded, and it allows us to go and help individuals with new skill sets and helping them develop those skill sets so that they can be successful and not have to leave their hometowns. I think that's the real purpose of it. There's actually someone from Hazard who went through that program. His family was in the coal mining business, and he himself as well. And he was let go and did not know what to do, and really thought he would have to leave Hazard. And instead, he's going into auto mechanic. And we helped with that training. He's almost there at the very end of the training, and the future looks bright. And not only did he go into that profession, but he is starting his own business right here in Hazard.
Wow. And I think that's a good point. Even though Somerset is, an hour and a half west of here, and even farther away from places like Pikeville, Paintsville, the center is for all of this area, really the 5th Congressional District, I
Yes.
guess, and you're helping people from all over.
Yes, actually we serve 45 counties. We serve our backyard, and we serve the state. And additionally, through other programs, we also serve rural areas that have a national reach as well through RDPC that we can talk about in the future.
Yeah. Well, I think now would be a good time to put up the website for the center, because we certainly already talked about a lot of different programs and events going on, but there is a wealth of knowledge on the website, centertech.com. You can learn about some of the shows coming
Yes.
up. You can learn about all the Rogers Scholars, Rogers Explorers. All that stuff is there on the website, and I'm sure it's
Exactly.
being constantly updated.
Absolutely, and we have an event calendar, so it
Yeah.
tells you everything coming up. One of those things is a tree lighting ceremony, and it follows Frosty, so popular show at the center.
Yes, and Frosty will be presented in 3 different performances on November 28th. And that's both the school time that I mentioned earlier, 2 of those where children are bused to the center to see the performance, and then the evening family event.
Let's talk about technology a little bit. Of course, broadband is a huge issue
Yes.
right now. Laura, just tell me how the center is involved with that
Yes.
project.
Lonnie and the congressman have been talking about this initiative for many, many years. And just recently, the governor, Bevin, and Hal Rogers did a joint press release in Frankfort, Kentucky, and basically rolled out, let's start the project, and hope to have it done by 2019. So the center's position with this project is for Eastern and Southern Kentucky, and it is called the Super I-Way. And I think that's significant because not only did Hal Rogers help with transportation issues, this is another way that signifies getting broadband, helping the economy through the Super I-Way that will be in Eastern and Southern Kentucky. And the center gets to jumpstart that initiative.
Yeah. You know, I can remember when I first started as an intern here like 20 years ago, video conferencing was sort of new technology.
Right, yes.
But I'm sure stuff that's probably still a big part of the center. You're able to connect with people that don't have to be in Somerset, literally around the world.
Yes.
Yes, video conferencing can take place at a wedding. We use video conferencing for our events at the center, but I think more impactful, we are able to connect with NASA and teach children in the youth programs, as Diana
Yes.
mentioned, to communicate in a different way. And one thing that was extremely impactful is we invited families to come to the center and video conference with people in the military that they might not have seen over the holidays. And another way that we connected families with their loved ones through video conferencing. So the uses of that are endless in how we do business outside of our own areas and connect with the world.
The one aspect of the center we haven't talked about yet is public safety. And is Unite still based in the center?
Yeah, we do have the affiliates. I'm glad you brought them up. We have Unite. We also have SCED, which works on economic development. We have Pride, and their initiative is cleaning up our region, and that goes hand in hand with tourism. And then we have Forward in the Fifth, and that's really just to encourage educational attainment in Eastern Kentucky and our surrounding counties, and making sure that our kids get the very best education that they can.
Do you know how many employees are at the center?
At
How many
the
people
center,
work there every day?
yeah, at the center itself, there are 49 employees, and then each of the affiliates also have employees as well.
Okay. Let's talk about this new hotel that's being built right next door. I know this has been talked about and for a long time, and I know you're looking forward to that. Tell me a little bit about that.
I think it will be a game changer. The Marriott, the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel, right adjacent to the center, only opens up many, many opportunities for us in working together. Currently, they are already housed at the center. They have an office. The GM for the Marriott has an office at the center. So there's already that communication and dialogue about how we can work together, how we can attract new events at the center that have never been there before. And there are so many, you wouldn't believe how many people don't come because they want that immediate access to a hotel connected to a convention center. So I think it's a game changer, not only for the center, but for our entire Somerset area.
Absolutely.
So it's literally right next door. So
It
you can
is.
walk from the hotel to the center for events and such.
Yes, such a convenience, and we all know that Marriott is such a quality hotel chain, so we're really excited to have it there.
Do you think this will help bring more events to the center?
Yes, it
Yes.
absolutely will.
Okay.
It will help with economic development, really for everyone. So I think that's always great when you can bring more business into any area. It helps us all.
Yes.
What do you both see as the main areas of focus for the center in the next 5 to 10 years?
Really, I think that's a great question. I think it's going to be technology. I think with broadband coming and all of the great things that come out of broadband, hospitals will be better connected, schools, just a plethora, libraries, they'll have more connectivity, our education rates. I think it changes the state and the landscape of who we are and how we compete with the United States and globally. So I think technology is going to be huge. I think the hotel gives great hope for economic development, and that it is still happening. And even though people for a long time we weren't growing because of the economy, I think we're seeing change in that. So those two items are very exciting and speaks for the future.
And also just to continue to enhance the programs we offer for children, for the youth, through the arts and educational opportunities, that kind of thing will always be a strong focus for the center.
Sounds like you're both optimistic about the future.
Yes, very much so.
We are.
I'm curious, what drew you to the center in the beginning when you started working there, and what's the best part of your job?
That's a wonderful question. I came from the University of Kentucky, so I did event planning on the flip side. I took events and traveled around the state, and so one of the places that I landed and spoke about student recruitment was the Center for Rural Development. And for the amount of money that I had to spend to have an event there, they try to make it very economical, and the service that we received and the beauty of that location, it made the event so easy. So when I did move to Somerset, my husband's job took us there. It was the first place that I applied and the only place that I applied. So just all of these things that we talked about makes the center so special. And if you look for another place like the center, for an economic development hub, for a organization that's supposed to help rural areas, you can't find anyone like us. So it's so unique, and it really is a gem.
And I will say that my background also drew me to the center, and I just think it's amazing all the people that we touch every single day. And of course, my interest especially is with the youth, but we do so many life-changing things in all of our focus areas. So it's just a wonderful place to be.
And one that you asked about, I don't think I answered it, was with RDPC and law enforcement. So that is a national program that we take to rural areas, and we provide first responders with free training, and that is through grants that are able to help us do that. And it's with issues that pertain to today. So agroterrorism is one, school safety, which is a hot button across the nation. We bring those trainings to the individuals across the United States and in 6 territories, and they are dynamic. I actually took one on event security management that was held at the center, and the instructors are trained, they are experts in their area, and what a great program, because we can provide training to rural areas on a national level.
In our last few minutes here, I want to go back to the 20th anniversary in case folks are joining us late. Just kind of go over again what you're planning for the 20th anniversary, and can anyone come?
Anyone can come. We do ask that you RSVP, just so we do have a head count for that event. RSVP by December 1st on the website, which was shown earlier, but that is www.centertech.com. And it is going to be a great celebration of our past, what we've accomplished, and our current programs that we've talked about on the show today.
Yes.
And then our future that we discussed, which is very bright. We do have entertainment by Dale Ann Bradley. In addition to that, Hal Rogers will be there speaking. We have networking opportunities, and then a lot of people are excited about seeing the new hotel, and we're giving tours, and that will be the first day that many will get to walk and see all of the renovations, all of the great things taking place inside the hotel.
And I'd just like to touch on the question you asked earlier about holiday events coming up. I did mention Frosty, which is wonderful for a family. And we also have the Coasters Christmas Concert, and this we're doing in partnership with the City of Somerset, and that will be December 10th. So a great way to ring in the holiday season and enjoy some wonderful music with a wonderful group.
Let's put up the website if we can one more time, centertech.com. If anything we've talked about tonight interests you, you can find out so much more on the website. You said there's a calendar of events, so it's very easy to find exactly what's going on. In our last moments here, I'll open it up to both of you. Anything else we haven't discussed that you'd like to mention, or anything coming up at the center that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I think it's been really great. I've gotten to do an interview with a lot of different people about the center for our 20th anniversary. And so the things that they have said about the organization are each one is different. And one of the things we asked them to do is say a word that describes the center. And out of 25 different people, only 2 said the exact same word. So I think that speaks volumes of how diverse we are and the impact that we have on different groups and really individuals who utilize the center and see it in their own personal benefit.
Yes.
Any final comments?
I just want to mention that School Time Theater is one of our performing arts series, and this benefits children that are bused to the center in Somerset for educational and entertaining programs. And this is available to anyone. We have children, we serve over 5,000 children annually at these performances.
And you know, the center is open daily, so anybody,
Yes.
I guess, can come check it out whenever they want.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Walk in anytime. We're open Monday through Sunday and evenings and mornings. So yeah, we basically operate around the clock.
Yes.
Yeah. And again, the website is centertech.com. I looked over it yesterday, and there's a wealth of information there. So if you need any more information on anything we've talked about, just go to that website. Laura Glover and Diana Winstead, thank you both for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Good
thank
luck-
you very much.
Good luck with the 20th anniversary
We hope that you
celebration.
come.
We will definitely be there to cover it.
Oh,
Good.
great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
and
you.
thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Issues and Answers, the Mountain Edition.